Lee County Sheriff's Office! What's going on? You're the one banging on here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with my ex-husband.
That's Sabrina Coyne as deputies confront her about tossing a brick through her ex's window.
Did you launch anything in there?
No.
Coyne says no, she didn't do it, but I have the video that tells a different story, and the sheriff is here with his take on the case. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Angenette Levy. We play a lot of video for you where people are caught doing things on camera, but this time, the sheriff says he has video showing a woman tossing a brick through a window, and he also has video of her lying about it afterward when his deputies confront her. Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino will be here to tell us all about it. This happened in Bonita Springs, Florida, on the west coast of the Sunshine State on January 24th. Sheriff Marcino says his deputies got a call after midnight. A probable cause statement says the victim was sleeping on his couch in the living room. He was awakened by loud banging on the resident's exterior windows and front doors. Shortly thereafter, he heard a loud noise indicating glass breaking coming from the front living room. As he walked closer, he observed that the front living room glass window was broken. The banging on the front door continued, and it was during this time that law enforcement arrived, bringing the incident to a conclusion. Here's body-worn camera from one of the deputies showing what they found when they arrived at this home. Let's start at the very beginning.
What's going on? You're the one banging on here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with my ex-husband.
445-1012. So, it's a woman trying to meet her ex-boyfriend. Who else is here?
Nobody.
Now, that deputy, he's clearly very suspicious, and he continues to question Sabrina Coyne.
Oh, you mind stepping outside here?
Yeah, of course.
Ten 12 with the suspect. You can clear 33. So what's going on?
We're fighting. He cheated on me.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to talk to him.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Were you banging on the doors all along?
I banged on the door because he won't let me in.
You live here or no?
Stuff. Yes.
Or you used to?
I live here.
You have an ID on you?
I have nothing on me right now.
Oh. Did you launch anything in there?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
So Sabrina Coyne, she says she didn't launch anything into the house, but the Lee County Sheriff's Office says that was a fib. Actually, the sheriff says Coyne flat out lied, and they have the video to prove it. This is Ring doorbell footage from Coyne's ex-boyfriend's home. You can see Coyne in it, and it shows her bending over and picking up something and then tossing it. Let's take a look at that again and listen very carefully. Okay, so you saw it right there. Coyne tossed something, and it sounded like it hit something. Well, that something was the glass in the window of the home, according to the sheriff. And the sheriff's office posted that video on Facebook and looped it just to get the point across.
You sure?
Yes.
Now, you saw Coyne denying that she launched something through the window. Sheriff Marcino says that Sabrina Coyne tossed this brick through the window of the house where her ex-boyfriend lived. The brick is actually engraved. First date, Sabrina, and then the victim's name, which is blurred out, jet skiing, June 14th, 2020. Sabrina Coyne told the deputies she was trying to get in touch with her ex-husband.
What's going on? You're the one banging on here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with my ex-husband.
445-1012. So, it's a woman trying to meet her ex-boyfriend. Who else is here?
But the man in the house, according to court documents, said he and Coyne were never married, but they had lived together as a couple until they separated 6 months earlier. Deputies slapped the cuffs on Sabrina Coyne.
Sugar Boo? Sugar Boo? Don't do this.
If you
Should
cannot
I go?
afford a lawyer
For what? Wait.
or breaking
for
the window with
I
a
didn't
brick,
break the window.
we'll speak
I
about
did
that
not
now.
break the window.
If you want to speak to me about it, we can, but I have to read you the same
I want to
rights.
speak with you. Yes, I want to speak with you.
Okay.
I did not
Just
break
give me a
the
second so I
window.
can read your rights and then we'll go from there, okay?
Wait, officer,
Yeah, let's go to-
officer, I did not break the window.
Okay, we'll speak about that now.
I did not break the window. I did not break the window.
Let him read you everything.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Sabrina Coyne faces 2 criminal charges. They are criminal mischief by causing damage to property and a weapons offense, throwing a missile into a building. That last one is pretty serious. It's actually a felony. The statute says whoever wantonly or maliciously shoots at, within, or into, or throws any missile or hurls or projects a stone or other hard substance which would produce death or great bodily harm at, within, or in any public or private building, occupied or unoccupied, or public or private bus or any train, locomotive, railway car, caboose, cable railway car, street railway car, monorail car, or vehicle of any kind which is being used or occupied by any person or any boat, vessel, ship, or barge lying in or plying the waters of this state, or aircraft flying through the airspace of this state, shall be guilty of a felony of the 2nd degree. So that was a lot right there. A lot to say that basically, if you throw something that's hard through a window of any type of vehicle or building, you are guilty of that crime. So to talk about this, I want to bring in Sheriff Carmine Marcino of the Lee County Sheriff's Office down there in Florida. So Sheriff Marcino, this is a pretty unique incident. I was a little surprised when I saw it because Sabrina Coyne quite clearly appears to be tossing that brick through the window, but she denied it to your deputies. So talk to me a little bit about what you thought when you first got a look at this body camera footage and the Ring doorbell footage.
First and foremost, I mean, nothing surprises us anymore, right? In this line of work, things can change and you get to see things you never thought you'd see. Here we have a 34-year-old suspect. She was in a domestic relationship. Obviously, it ended at some point, and she comes back. She takes that sentimental brick and she throws it all away right through a window.
I found it interesting that the brick, I mean, obviously, the complaint says that this relationship ended about 6 months prior, according to the victim. The brick obviously is still sitting out there in the flower bed, but she went there for whatever reason. I'm kind of wondering if she had a little bit of an issue, maybe letting go. She referred to him as her ex-husband, but he is saying they were never married. They dated for a time, but they were never married. So the relationship ended, according to what I was reading in the complaint. Was there any sign that maybe she was intoxicated or anything like that?
I mean, obviously distraught. She was non-cooperative. The video clearly shows her throwing the brick through the window. When our deputies show up and they engage her, she denies everything. Again, totally uncooperative and says, I don't even know what you're talking about. I think there's a lot of problems going on there. Again, this relationship was domestic, but it wasn't a marriage. It wasn't that they got married in officially. They dated, they were together, and maybe they unofficially said they were married husband and wife. But again, didn't let go, shows up, and the video tells it all. I mean, it's shocking. You see somebody walk up and just nonchalantly throw a brick through a window, like normal behavior. So it's crazy what you get to see.
Yeah. And obviously she's innocent until proven guilty. We're big on people's rights here, but it's all there on video. I mean, it's all there on video. You see her pick up the brick very clearly and toss it through the window. I mean, she tells your deputies, no, she didn't do it. What's concerning about this is the fact that, I mean, the gentleman who lives in the house, I mean, he could have been really seriously hurt. We just don't know. I mean, we don't know what could have happened. And the charge she is facing, I mean, it's a pretty serious charge. Throwing, I mean, it sounds almost like nuclear or something when you read the statute. I mean, it talks about throwing a missile through, a dwelling or a window, that type of thing. But it's clearly states talking about throwing a rock or something like that into a house, a dwelling, a vehicle. This is a 2nd degree felony. I mean, she could go to prison for this.
Throwing a deadly missile is a 2nd degree felony if that subject that person or some person was sitting on a couch, and next thing you know, that brick comes through the window and strikes them in the head. I mean, you're talking about a potential serious injury. So again, she's facing a second-degree felony there. Again, innocent until proven guilty, but the video clearly shows her walking up, throwing that brick. It's unbelievable. But, crime's a passion. People, they don't fall out of love at the same time. Things go south and someone doesn't want to let go. And here we are. She walks up, and this was normal business for her.
Were your deputies concerned that this could escalate when they got there? Because I was watching the body camera footage and then reading the report. I mean, they went there. It sounded like, she comes out of the house. You see it very clearly on the footage, on the body camera footage. She's in the doorway. But I think one of them even had his service weapon drawn. Was there a concern that she could be violent, just given the allegation that she had thrown a brick through the window?
Domestic violence is so unpredictable, and one of the most deadly calls we can go on as law enforcement. We always have to expect the worst and move forward. There's unknown weapons in a house. Does she carry a weapon? Does she have a firearm on her? There's so many unknowns. So the most important thing for us is that we handle it safely. We try our best to de-escalate the situation. But again, when we first pull up, we don't know exactly what we're getting into. So there is the potential for that to go really bad very quick. Again, thankful no one was hurt or injured in this incident, but we were able to take her into custody without physically using force or hurting her or anyone else. And that's a big deal. But again, we're in the business of what happens next. And we need to make sure that our training kicks in so that we can, conduct ourselves professionally, de-escalate, and peacefully resolve the situation. And
a lot of people might think and see this video and say, oh, well, she's just like this slender woman. She's tiny, or at least appears to be slender and petite. She's not going to do anything. But that would be a mistake to make that assumption, because you just don't know what someone is capable of. When you arrive on a scene, whether they're male, female, their size, anything like that.
100-pound male can squeeze the trigger the same as someone that's 200 or 300 pounds. Someone could have specific training, MMA training. I'm not saying that in this case, but you never really know. It doesn't matter if you're a male or female and how much you weigh to pull a trigger of a firearm, to have a knife. So again, we have to treat everything worst case scenario. Our training and experience kicks in, and then we also want to de-escalate the best we can always to peacefully resolve. That's the best case scenario. And again, this will go through the process, but it's surprising, but not surprising. We see all types of incidents and things, and here we are. Again, crime's a passion. People get divorced, they go separate ways, and one party wants it, one doesn't, and here we are. Things are breaking, and she literally is, quote, throwing it all away through a window.
Once she got into the car, into the cruiser, was she eventually compliant?
So once she's taken into custody, she still is denying things, and then our deputies reading her Miranda. And of course, we go through our process of investigation. But again, very uncooperative, almost to the point where she just denies things, and we have to go with our investigation, which in result ends up with her being arrested and charged.
And do you know if there had been any history before this with your deputies being called to that house or anything like that?
So the history that we have, that we actually know about, is the suspect had previous history, but yet it was all concealed or expunged. So we don't know exactly what that was. But again, that's separate to this incident. But we had no reason to believe that we would be out there for any type of incident. But we respond when people call. That's our job. And when in need, we're going to show up, and we're going to do everything we can to make people be safe and to assist everybody. That's our job.
Mm-hmm. No, most certainly. So I mean, what's your advice to anybody, who is experiencing something like this? I mean, because I can't imagine that, she just shows up out of nowhere, banging on the door. I mean, it's possible, but I'm assuming there may have been something leading up to this incident.
Well, my advice is, again, regardless of the situation, cool minds prevail. Don't put yourself in a position of, no matter who you are, where now you're committing a second-degree felony because you're upset, because your feelings are hurt. When someone doesn't want to be with you, regardless if it's the guy or girl, you wish them well and go on your way. Again, I don't know what was going back and forth. I don't know their communication before the incident, but at some point in time, something led this person back to that house. So it's unfortunate. The last thing we want to do is respond to a call of domestic violence, and we don't want anyone getting hurt. In this case, while there are going to be issues for her, our suspect, that she's facing charges, the best thing about it is it was diffused, handled professionally, and no one got hurt.
Yeah, I think it's really fortunate, actually, that the victim in this case wasn't hurt. I mean, it's a brick, and people might see that and kind of chuckle at it that, there's an ex-girlfriend tossing a brick through a window, but he could have been seriously hurt, given what happened and where he was sitting in the house. And you just don't know if things could have escalated. So,
This captures national attention, right? Because it shows, the video shows, it shows the brick, the window, the this, the that. But in reality, what caught our attention also is this could have ended a lot worse. Someone could have been really hurt. And again, thank God nobody was.
Yeah, most certainly. And it did make national news for sure. I mean, it caught our attention, most definitely. Sheriff Carmine Marcino, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
So let's take a look at that body camera footage one more time.
Oh, you mind stepping outside here?
Yeah, of course.
Ten 12 with the suspect. You can clear 33. So what's going on?
We're fighting. He cheated on me.
Okay.
And I am just trying to talk to him.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Were you banging on the doors all along?
I banged on the door because he won't let me in. He took
You live
all my
here or no?
stuff. Yes.
Or you used to?
I live here.
You have an ID on you?
I have nothing on me right now.
Well, did you launch anything in there?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
And remember, the Ring doorbell video shows what appears to be very clearly Sabrina Coyne throwing something through the window of the house. I want you to know that I reached out to Sabrina Coyne to see whether or not she had any type of comment to offer to us about her arrest. At the time of this recording, I have not yet heard back. And that's it for this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Angenette Levy. Thanks so much for being with me. I'll see you back here next time.